So did you become a cigar guy and then become a cigar guy professionally, or did you get professional first and grow
Oh
into it?
no, I was way down the cigar geek rabbit hole
Okay.
long before I got into the cigar business. I mean, in fact, oddly enough, I didn't get in the cigar business during the cigar boom. I
Yeah.
mean, I was around it a lot. I mean, pretty much a lot of people knew who I was,
Yeah.
but I didn't even have any interest in getting in when it was all milk and honey. So yeah, I've kind of backdoored my way into being in the business end of it. The
Okay.
thing I think most people don't really understand about the cigar business is it's just a brutally difficult business.
Yeah.
It's a really it's a lot lower profit margin than people
Yes.
think. It's really complex because it's you're dealing with third parties and third world countries. It's import, it's export. You got the government involved. You got all sorts of rules and regulations. It's a highly competitive business, and it's one that is primarily controlled by the big tobacco companies that they have their fingers in everything. They own the vast majority of the market share. So it's really really a tough business, and that's the reason why so many. I mean, we all hear of the success stories,
Yeah.
but the reality is every year we have somewhere between 350 and 500 new brand launches, line extensions.
Yep.
That's on a yearly basis. And even if you're really into cigars like me, I don't know that I can list 20 of them off the top of my head, right? So, I mean, the number of ones that fail are just incredible. And
Yep.
I always tell people this since like the 1890s to today, there've been over 350,000 cigar brands
Wow.
introduced in the United States market. And I mean, so it shows you the numbers are not in your favor. It's kind of, I think it's a lot like the restaurant business. It just isn't as public. I think
Yeah.
it's a business that a lot of people try to get into, want to get into, but ultimately it proves to be just too much of a challenge for a lot of folks.
Yeah. Now, I love you. I love your cigar journey. We're gonna get into that. But parallel, I love your business and life journey. What's the most important lesson you learned while you were at JR Cigar under Lewis Rothman?
Look, with Lou, the biggest lesson I learned was to just shut up and listen. I mean, Lou is a tremendous. Lou is one of those people that is just simply a genius, and he doesn't educate you in a way that like you would think a mentor would.
Yeah.
What you really get is you get it by osmosis, by listening to what he says, seeing how he reacts to things, seeing the decisions he makes. And then if you ask, hey, Lou, why did you decide to do that? He'll be happy to explain to you his reasoning behind it. And I think so that was one of the most important things, was just to understand that being a sponge was the best thing to do. The second thing that I learned was it really took the bloom off the rose in a hard way for me, because look, JR at that point in time was the number one retailer of cigars in America,
Yeah.
right? By far the biggest.
Yeah.
And look, the love for cigars and the passion for cigars and all of that is one part.
Yeah.
But the business is obviously much different than that part.
Yep.
And in Lou's case, the romance part of it really was something that like you did because it was part of how you sold shit.
Yeah.
It wasn't something he was not a cigar guy per se.
Interesting.
He wasn't a tobacco guy. Occasionally smoked cigars. He loved the cigar business, but he loved the business part more than the cigar part.
Wow.
So for somebody like me that's just the uber cigar geek guy,
yeah,
in love with every little bit and bobble of it, it was a pretty eye-opening experience. In fact, I'm actually now in hindsight, I'm not even sure why he brought me in. Because normally people like me don't do well
I was gonna say
that kind of situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And look, I think about it now when I'm